trying to grab the puck and can't. So Schnitkowski behind the net to Konowalchuk. Schnitkowski centers right through Hunter's legs. The net is empty for Washington. The puck out of the zone, and here's Anderson. Nicholas Anderson on the open net. Bingo!
Many times in the past, but I don't have a feeling that Washington have it in them, and the Islanders are not going to give them the opportunities. And it was a check in front of the net on Dale Hunter that kept that puck from not being a shot at the net, the Islanders' net, and Nicholas Anderson an opportunity to put it in the open one.
And Tommy Salo now an opportunity for his second shutout in a little more than a week against the Washington Capitals. 2-0 last week in Landover, 2-0 right here with 30 seconds to go. Can the Islanders clear and keep the shutout? Berard's got the puck. Now it hops over his stick. Pressure from Eagles. 20 seconds remain. Huda tied up behind the net. It squirts free. Berard plays it to the boards. Derek King couldn't get it past Klee. Klee hit his own man, Berube. And with 8 seconds left, Brian Berard to the red line, throws it to the Washington line. Klee shoots it the other way, and Clark Gillies, this wins for you. Tommy Salo gets the shutout, his second.
I'll tell you, this crowd is certainly enjoying it. They've been on their feet 3 times here in the last, 2.5 minutes. Great feeling for the Islanders. That's the 3rd time they beat Washington, one of their Atlantic Division rivals, and 3 times they beat the Philadelphia Flyers. So their divisional record is outstanding, and Clark Gillies is standing tall. His sweater is hanging tall in the rafters as this young Islander team responded nicely here tonight as they head off to the dressing room to feel very good about themselves. They played a real struggle of a hockey game for both teams, but they won enough of the little battles.
So a 2-0 Islander win against the Capitals for the 2nd time in 8 days. And let's go downstairs to Sam Marciano.
Well, you know, earlier in the week there was a press conference for Clark Gillies, and the team was there. He asked the team to win tonight, and they did it for him. It wasn't easy, and it certainly wasn't pretty, but they come away with the victory against the Caps. When we come back, we'll have lots and lots of stuff on the post-game show. Stan Fischler will interview one of the Isles, and I'll be in Mike Milbury's press conference. All that and more right after this.
A lot of smiles on faces of those leaving the Nassau Coliseum, and a whole lot more, I'm sure, will be on the faces of Islander alumni in the next few minutes. And this is why our Chase scoring summary, brought to you by Chase. The right relationship is everything. Nothing in the first period and nothing in the second either as things worked out, although that second period was actually halted with about 4.5 minutes to play, 4:17 to be exact, because of a broken pane of glass. When the third period finally started, Smolinski and then Anderson into the empty net combined to give the Islanders their second 2-0 win over the Washington Capitals in 8 days. And well, there are a whole lot of ways you can go and looking at reasons for this one. I mean, Tommy Salo automatically gets a lot of credit for having a shutout, but how about Stan Fischler's guest? Stan?
I'll tell you something, Howie. It looked like there may never be a goal tonight, and then Brian Smolinski came through, and it kind of just came out of the blue. I mean, this was an excruciating game up until then. Tell me about it.
Well, you know, Washington coming in, you know, they didn't have their big guns in, Bondruk, Pavanka. We know there's some injuries. They work hard, you know, that's their forte, and, you know, all we had to do was match it. We had a little more skill than we did, but, you know, work hard. If you work hard at it, you might get 2 points, but we persevered, and, you know, I'm real happy about it.
Well, I'll give you another bromide. If you shoot the puck at the net, it's liable to go in, and it did go in, the 1-0, the winning goal. Now tell me about it, because it was very difficult to see from the other end.
Well, here, you know, Ziggy made a great play. I just wanted to kind of maybe screen the goalie, and he got it up a little high there. And, you know, playing with Mario and Yags, you know, you kind of just want to fire it in front. And hopefully, you know, it goes in like that. And watching those guys, so I was fortunate to get a goal like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a percentage shot. You take enough, the law of averages, it's going to go in. But after your goal, you know, the win wasn't guaranteed. What do you think of the way Tommy Salo's playing goal for you?
I thought he played spectacular. He showed some great poise, you know, in the later parts of the game. He did that when we were in Washington. You know, I think he's a little better goalie right now than Fish. Fish might be a little younger, but Tommy's doing a fantastic job.
Now, you played against this club when you were with other teams. Now you're with the club, got a little feel of the team. How do they appear to you?
Well, I think we're young. You know, we don't have that great of experience, but we're coming. I think we got some great talent. We got a great nucleus, and you know, if Mike and the management do the right things, I think we're going to have a fantastic team coming the next couple of years.
Do you feel right now that this club is a playoff contender, even though you're under 500?
I think so. I think you know, if guys come together and into one focal point, I think you know, we can strive to do that. You know, we have a long ways to go. There's still 30, 40 games left. You know, maybe more. Who knows? But you know, if guys come together, we might have a shot.
Now, between now and the next game, I may be doing a handbook on the power play, because we got to get that revved up a little bit. Can you tell me one little thing that might be changed to make it better?
Well, you really can't pinpoint one thing. You know, penalty killing, they do a great job. I think Washington's one of the best in the league. You just got to have a little patience. You know, our top two lines are the power play, and you know, when you play a lot and you get late in the game, you got to score, and we're not doing that. But you know, we might have to work on it a little more and get some things in order.
I was wondering how the Islanders were feeling about the ceremony for Clark Gillies. What was your impression of it?
Well, I was happy to be here, put it that way. You know, he's a great attribute to the Islanders. You know, watching him play growing up, he won 4 cups. You know, you can't say anything less about the guy. He's a first-class citizen from what I hear, and congratulations to him, and it's a great attribute to be a part of it.
But did standing on the ice for that length of time, did that diminish the club's ability to come out strong?
Not necessarily. I think it kind of revved us up a little bit. You know, when you had a full house like this, you know, Clark even said it, you know, it's the fans. You know, there's 3 things. You know, there's the team, the owner, and the fans are what do it. They rev the boys up, and they did that tonight, and you were glad to get the 2 points and for the win for the fans.
Now, you absorbed the message, and you delivered the message. Brian Smolinski got the winning goal. It was a 2-zip win, but he got the one when it counted, and it proved you shoot the puck, sooner or later, it's going to go into the net, and those are the happy victors. We're going to have more right after this break.
Well, the Islanders make Clark Gillies' night a rousing success. They beat the Washington Capitals 2-0, and Eddie, you've been lobbying since about the middle of the game for this fella is our Bud player of the game, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Oh, no, I'll tell you something. The only time he was off the ice, Howie, was when he took somebody off with him in a bunch of penalties, but I thought Rich Pilon he plays so hard. He plays with everything he's got, and he did it so many times. He takes hits, he hands out hits, he lets everybody know he's on the ice. Teammate makes a mistake. Who's the first guy there to back him up? Look at this. Down, block the shot, sacrifice. And this is a guy that hurts after every hockey game, and he is our Bud player of the hockey game, no doubt. And you know what? Just for that, he's standing by with Stan Fisher. We're going to go down and join both of them. Stan?
Richie, Eddie Westfall just said you hurt after every game. How many places does it hurt right now?
Right now, actually, I'm not that bad, Stan. Usually after the games, I'm pretty bumped up. Anything right now, my one shoulder is a little bit sore, and that's pretty well it. Otherwise than that, I feel pretty good.
Well, what about that shot that you took? Where did that hit you?
You know what? It hit me right in the pad. Usually, I remember last time we played Washington, I took it right above the knee, and I was, you know, I kind of had a Charlie horse there, but this one here hit me right in the pad. Really didn't feel it. I was just kind of tired there after when I got up.
Have you put anything in that space since then, or you just take your chances?
No, you can't really put anything in that space. It's one of those things where you go down, your hockey pants kind of go up, and there's just enough room for a puck to hit you, and it seems to find its way there all the time.
Well, I've called him the Warrior, which is pretty obvious. They got a Warrior on their team named Mark Tenorti, and he reminds me of you. But, you know, you're getting... I noticed that you're not just blocking shots and belting guys all over the place, but you're making good, smart passes out of your zone.
Hey, thanks, Dan. It's you know, it's something I think with I don't know if it's now the last few games, it's starting to feel a little more comfortable there, starting to feel a little bit catching up that one step I was behind at the start. When you're coming off no training camp and just playing a couple games, it's tough. But the last few games, I think I'm coming back. My groin's starting to feel definitely a lot better, and that's one of the positive things that I feel.
Well, if Tommy Sallow knows what he's doing, you ought to give you a little present for some of the shots that you blocked. But what do you think of the way the kid played goal?
He definitely played good. I think the first 2 periods we played it was an ugly game. I think the third period it definitely opened up, and we just never died. We just, and I think Tommy, he's a big part of it. If you don't stop the puck, we're not going to win any games, and that's what he's there for. That's, why we have defensemen out there. That's why we have the forwards. It's a team effort, and I think in the third period we definitely came out. We weren't going to die. In the first 2 periods, we were definitely ugly periods. Well,
when Richie Pilon hits a guy right, it's like being belted by a pile driver, and Kaminsky knows all about that. Ah, wow. That's what is known in French as a zets. I mean, you really... But that wasn't the best one you threw. You nailed the guy. Remember the one you nailed the guy along the boards? I thought you killed
Brunette,
him.
Brunette. Yeah, he just kind of stepped
Brunette
up.
became a blonde after that one.
It was kind of those things where he was getting, I think, a bad pass from his D, and he was looking behind him. And, we're always told as defensemen to step up and close our gap. And, the hit was there if you had the right timing.
After the game in Miami, we came back. I said to a couple of people, I thought that tonight's game was going to be a critical game for the team for the rest of the season. Washington's a club in the pack. They're a good team. You beat them before. But this game showed that the club is resilient.
Definitely. I think that, you come to back-to-back game. The game against Florida, it's a game in the trenches. You come against Washington, it's another game in the trenches. But, when you're playing teams in your division, these are 4-point games, and you don't want to be dropping back. We're in a playoff hunt, and our goal right now is to make the playoff. I think as the team has showed in the last few games here, I think that we are definitely playing without that do-die situation, which we do have to play with.
Well, Richie Pilon, last time he showed how pleased he is with staying healthy. You knocked on wood, so here's the head. Knock on it again. Let's see if it keeps working. Congratulations.
Super
duper game. I'm loading up on more wood. We're going to have more of the Islanders post-game show, and I'm going to add a little plywood to my cranium for the next time. Richie Pilon can continue. Stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more fun.
A hell of a hockey game. Richie Pilon was immense on defense. Doug Huda was there to challenge one of the toughest guys in hockey, Simon, when he was after Palffy. McCabe, LeChance, the rest of the D. Berard fighting a bad back, was hanging in there. Up front, and we got a bunch of guys like Armstrong, who doesn't get much credit, but he was, he and Cruz and other guys showed character. These guys, it was not an easy game to play in. We knew coming in without their skilled players that they would play a gritty game, and indeed they did. But we stayed with it, and we came up with 2 points. And I think our guys, they deserve a lot of credit. They're playing hard, and that's what we wanted from the beginning. And we've been in every game, and you got to believe.
This tonight was a little bit of a reversal. You guys seemed to get stronger in the third period.
Yeah, well, we got a break in the schedule. Washington had played last night. With all the ceremonies, it was tough to get going on from the get-go. But we did, in fact, get stronger as the game went on, which is something that obviously pleases me. You know that conditioning is always a factor, and certainly we were okay in the third.
How much did that check by Claude Lapointe spark you guys a little?
Well, it was an exclamation point to the evening, and he had himself a hell of a game. Claude, I thought he was, he's a gritty little competitor. But it meant something. We needed to get something going. I mean, it marked the break, and we came back, and I think we had some, some clue as to what we had to do in the third period based on how Claude finished that check. I mean, that was Tenorti. That wasn't some little guy. That was just, I mean, he has no fear.
Phoenix plays Monday night. Did that help you Tuesday? They're going to heck of it.
I think anytime you catch a team on the tail end of a back-to-back, it's an advantage. It's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
It's just an advantage. And we've been, we played here a while ago. It was the 4th game in 5 nights, and we had played in Florida the night before, getting about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And so we were at a distinct...
7 guys upstairs scouting it. 7.
Pardon me? Tonight?
Tonight, yeah.
Okay.
Paul McLean, Balatinoff, all those kinds, as well as Hay, Smith.
Well, okay.
Next. What about the play, Nicholas Anderson? He was just all over the ice tonight.
Nick is, you know, for a little guy, he controlled the corners pretty well tonight, and he's been getting chances and not able to score. And had he missed on that one, it would have been devastating to him, I'm sure. But you know, he deserved it for the work that he's done over the last couple of weeks, and he's a very intelligent hockey player.
Is it something different maybe that he's been doing in practice, or?
No, he always works hard, and he got a chance to play with some different people tonight, and he proved himself to be a guy that was very useful at the right time.
You were unhappy with some players in the Florida game. You felt that you'd worked out, but worked hard, but some guys hadn't worked hard enough. Were you happy with those players tonight?
Yeah, I thought, I mean, the first almost 2 periods of the game were really hard. It was hard to get going because we knew they played an intelligent hockey game. They were conservative, they were physical, they worked very hard. They tried to limit our opportunities. It was a classic road game, and we had to stick with it and not get frustrated. In other games we've gotten frustrated, and tonight, instead of being frustrated, we channeled our emotion into more energy.
The move in Palffy to the Smolinski line, is that just a one-time thing, just to shake things up, or is that something you might?
Well, you know, I didn't see anything happening with either line, and I thought it would be an opportunity to explore if we could get something going with those guys, and you know, it happened to work out tonight. I don't know if it'll be long-term or not.
It wasn't just a situation tonight, or I mean, is there a danger of trying to get Smolinski going and then maybe mess up the other line that's been doing pretty good? Right?
Well, I don't really know what I'm going to do on Tuesday, but I do know that I was happy we made the change tonight.
Was there any particular instance you guys didn't get frustrated in the third period like you had in the past? When did you start seeing the team gain confidence in the third period to the point where you didn't have the danger of frustration setting in after the first?
I think they were the reaction after the Phoenix game in Phoenix was anger more than defeatist. In other games that we've been tied late or lost late, we just felt defeated, and we were really angry with ourselves.
Action at the anger at themselves.
Right.
Was there any one person in the locker room that, you know, kind of said something to the guys, as far as one of the players, you know?
I don't know. I'm not in there that often.
Mike, where would you, I don't know if you rank victories, but considering it's Clark Gillies night and your sellout crowd.
Yeah, we had, you know, I said to the players before the game, every time I challenge you, you guys seem to shrink instead of get taller. And I said, I'm not going to mention that we're going to have a full crowd. I'm not going to mention that we're going to be much closer to 500, and I'm not going to mention a lot of other things that I could, but I just want you to play hard. And they did. I think you have to keep challenging people to get them to reach their potential. And despite the fact that it may have failed in the past, we will continue to challenge them, and I think that's the only way you can build a winner and hopefully one day a championship team.
Is this as sweet as win this year for this club, considering everything?
It was, under the circumstances, it was very nice win. Sweetest, I don't know. I mean, they're all.
I don't know this Adonia, and yet I must. She's beautiful. Hey, why does Donnie get her and not me?
Scott, see, it doesn't